Fine, they're with Smart Fares. See, Smart Fares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use Smart Fares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our Smart Fares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call Smart Fares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default.
Hi.
Any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Fast Track Student Loans. Get your student loans out of default. Stop any wage garnishments. Stop collection calls. And stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Well, hello, Jobfather Nation. We are so excited to be back Friday, the 15th of September. And just as a reminder, Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is now available for free on Android and iOS devices. Just simply download your store, search the store, and listen to any of the shows on the lineup for Joco Community Radio. With that being said, before we get started with today's exciting episode, let's go ahead and bow our head for a quick word of prayer. Father God, we're just honored and privileged to be here. We're honored and privileged to serve you and serve the job seeker community. We just ask, Lord God, that you would open doors of opportunity for all the job seekers, that you would bless the fruits of all of our labors and anoint our work. Help us to honor you in all we do and show love for those around us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, I have to say, I'm very excited about today's show. We have got some incredible guests and one in general that has been with us before. We're excited. Foster, why don't you start us off?
Okay. What about that? Okay. So, guys, good morning, Job Seeker Network, Jobfather Network, all of that. Y'all, I'm representing today. I bet you can't figure out who and what I'm representing. We are up on it's that time of year We're week 2 college football. Hook 'em horns. What I'm talking about. Okay, so all you horn fans out there, let's know what's going on. Okay, we are blessed today, guys. We have Laura Caballero with us. Laura, I wanted you companies to meet Laura because Laura, you guys, she is been in human resources a little while. She's a human resource business partner. She's been actually a little bit in recruiting, but mainly we're going to talk about talent management. You guys want to consider her for a talent management spot. You want to make sure everybody's getting what we're promising they're going to get in those interviews and all that kind of stuff. So you guys bless them with Laura. So we're going to get a chance to hear Laura a little bit later on. So guys, I'm going to start us out today. I kind of knew, Dana, I've got a dad joke.
Oh boy.
Now you're going to tell me to stop. I know it. So, okay,
Mhm.
guys, why do golfers hate cake? Don't know, do you? Because
No.
because they might get a slice.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I got all you golf players. See, I'm so
That's so
see, ain't
terrible.
that
I
bad?
can't do anything but laugh.
And my daughter's up in Kansas City listening to. I know she's gonna text me, Dad. You could have saved that. Oh my God. Tiffany says, "Oh God, Foster, that's a bad dad joke." I've got better ones, Tiff. I do. I promise you. And we're going to be blessing you guys with these dad jokes along the way. It seems to be getting big. So Mark Elder always started us off on the Who You Know show with a dad joke, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna bring those dad jokes over here because why? Because I am a dad and I'm a granddad. I've got a grand dog. His name is Dash. If you guys don't believe me, ask him. Okay, so so we're gonna talk. Me and Dana and Maz and Laura are gonna talk about. Laura's been in HR too, because so she's probably gonna understand some of this that we're talking about. You know, guys, every job is not for us. I'm gonna tell you what I see. So I'm always networking. You guys know me. So um, I see people say, "Oh, this company contacted me about this job," and we get excited. That's good. We're supposed to. But guys, the first thing that we're supposed to do is check out what we're getting ourselves into. Every company is not for us, guys. What's going on in every company is not going to be conducive to where we're going. It might be not be conducive to our lifestyle. You know, we don't all have children, but some of us have children at home, a husband that like to see his wife, a wife that like to see her husband, all that sort of thing. So Nigel and I are always talking anyway. So, you know, we're going to have Nigel with us quite a bit as we go forward. And so, Nigel, what's the first thing
Foster,
that you
real
think about
quick.
when? Yeah.
Yeah, how about we do we have any landings? And we definitely have some job
We've
opportunities
got
we need to announce.
we've got.
Let's hit that
Let's
first
do
before we jump in with Nigel, please.
Let's do job opportunities because I can't get my landings for some reason. I can't get them to pull up. I'm having I'm having technical difficulties today. So start, Dana. You got some job opportunities. Let's talk
I
about that's what we're here
do.
for.
I do. Well, if you are in the Dallas Fort Worth area, we have a payment poster, accounts receivable specialist, and accounts receivable supervisor position open here at the Dallas Fort Worth office at the corner of 635 and 75 with
Mm,
Beacon Oral Specialist. And I'm typing it right now so Mez can uh, put that
put
up
it in the
for
chat.
anybody
Yeah.
that's searching. And then we have billing specialist position
Oh,
available with
okay.
Caris Life Sciences. You would just go to Caris Life Sciences, SPECIAL.
Spell Karis,
Yep.
Dana.
I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, carislifesciences.com. Mez will post that up in a minute. CARIS lifesciences.com. And then last but not least, galderma.com is hiring for their corporate office in Dallas. They have numerous positions on their website. If you would take a look at those positions
Mm-hmm.
at Galderma, GALDERMA.com, they're based in downtown Dallas and they are hiring. And please keep in mind, for any of our listeners that are hiring leaders or organizations that are hiring, you can reach out to us and get your positions sponsored on the air. We're happy to share this with our mass network and
Oh, a
the
big network.
numerous
Woo.
organizations that work for us. And keep in mind to reach out to Foster should you have any positions you need filled or any positions that you're looking for as Foster's search for you. He'll give you the website in a second. He is consistently supporting both job seekers and the hiring leaders in large and small organizations across the U.S. With connecting people together and
Yes.
very, very competitive, affordable rates. So please reach out to Foster
Yes.
if you have any openings you want him to work on. I cannot express enough the depth of Foster's network and how quickly he'll be able to fill those roles for you,
Oh,
right,
did y'all hear
Foster?
that? Did y'all hear that? Listen to what Dana is telling you guys. Oh my God. That's what we're here for, guys. We are a network. We are here to do just that. We're here to help you companies find what you're looking for. Now, in the network, we get a chance, Dana and I, and everybody involved in the network. Nige is in there with us. And you know what? We get a chance to view people before you guys hire them. So a lot of people we endorse. I really don't, honestly, I don't find a lot of people in the network that I don't endorse. So, guys, that's something to think about. Companies, please let me know if you're looking for a certain. We get it posted all over the place. There are over 200,000 active job seekers just here in Dallas, and we're in 35 states because of this radio show. So, I want to say hey to my buddy Kerry Noel is out in Bluffdale. He's with us. He checked in. Hey, Kerry.
Carrie.
Hey,
Man, we got
Carrie.
we got to talk. I hadn't talked to you in a while. Rosita's with us.
J
Hey,
Hop.
Rosita. J Hop's with us, and there's just a plethora of people that are going to always be checking in with us, guys, because we're getting more popular. Because Dana and I are silly. We like to have fun while we're looking for a job.
Have fun and help people, right, Foster?
That's right.
Also, shout out, hey, Delane Hutchison, Christian Hutchison, and
Hey,
Chuck de
Delane.
Albuquerque. Thank you for your support and always keeping this show at the top of your list.
Delane, I hope you didn't miss my dad joke, man. I bored everybody to death with that. I've got better ones. They're coming. They're coming. I promise you. So I'm representing today, so that's what we're gonna do. So okay, let me get back to Nigel. Nigel,
Double energy drink.
you got energy drink? Oh, you got. Oh, you're a two-fisted drink.
Sorry, Nigel.
That's okay. That's
Yeah, Nigel,
absolutely okay.
I can hear you. That's good. You're sounding good. So
Okay, perfect.
Nigel and I are always talking, y'all, and you guys are going to see a lot more of Nigel and I doing stuff. But we're talking. We get a chance. We are both HR professionals. I am in talent acquisition, so hey, check that out. So we get a chance to see from a very maybe 30,000, 40,000 foot view of what's going on in job search. We see things we like. We see things we don't like. Post COVID, guys, there's a lot of things we see that we need to be cognizant of as we're going forward. There's some things we need to find out about some of these companies when they want to hire us. There are questions we can ask. There's all sorts of things along the way. And I want to get down and get the conversation going with Nigel because our time's going to run out real quick. So, Nigel, what's the first thing you're thinking about when we start talking about this kind of stuff?
When I think about an organization that I want to work for, the note I said that I want to work for, that I think I'd
Oh,
be a
yeah.
good fit for. I'm doing my due diligence, guys, and we talked about the first place I go is to their LinkedIn page. If you're a premium member, you can go to their page and click view page and then scroll to the very top and click this button
Mm-hmm.
called Insights. It tells you about who they've hired, where they're hiring, if they're senior level positions, and then about how many of those roles that they're filling and have filled on a month by month basis.
Oh,
There's also a little trick place that we go. Foster and I talked about Crunchbase. Um,
Crunch base.
Go to
That's right.
Crunchbase. If you can't get in looking for the company that you're targeting, search Crunchbase for Amazon. And once you get in Crunchbase and Amazon, then put in your organization that you want to work for and look at their page. It will give you insight on everything from if the CEO is selling shares of his stock. And I told Foster when we did this, I've got my feelers out and currently targeting McKesson. So I'm going to pick on them because they're a Fortune 10 company. They're very solid, right? The leadership over there is outstanding. So when I look at McKesson, everything is above board. But if you were looking at a different company and you saw, the CEO selling shares of the stock, it might be an indication that things are about to happen. Either they're going to be acquired or they may be getting ready to acquire someone else, another organization. So just make sure that you're doing your due diligence. You go to Glassdoor, you read the reviews, and that what you see on LinkedIn, on Crunchbase, on Glassdoor is consistent with your interview experience.
If I can jump in and add something as well.
Come on.
Sure.
To that topic. So that's really awesome information. And I totally agree, Nigeal, with that due diligence piece of it. I would add to it also when you are interacting with hiring managers, like in the hiring process, like try to find out why that position that you're applying to is vacant. You have
absolutely.
them there. I'm sorry?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and try to just find out, exactly what the reasons are that position is vacant. You can get a lot of really detailed information and sort of really confirm for yourself whether the reasons that person left or for whatever reason that position is vacant, if it's something that is interesting, and exciting, the person got promoted, awesome. That's why there's that vacancy. Or well, they wanted another position with less responsibility, and a smaller scope of a role. So then you're kind of like thinking, well, exactly where is that coming from? So again, just wanting to take advantage of the conversations that you have with the hiring managers and really get more information.
I think that's a great point.
I agree.
Laura, I think that's a great point. I think, guys, if you start to see any type of red flags, whether they be, we know what they look like, right? Inappropriate questions, any weirdness, right? And maybe there's nothing directed at you, because I think a lot of people think it'll be directed at them. What if there's just disconnect between the team? When you go to a panel interview, right? What is that dynamic like? What are you seeing in that interview? The interview is an opportunity for you to interview them just as much as it is for you to be interviewed by them. And don't lose sight of that, thinking, I just want this job. We do not just want this job. We want the job that's right for us, with a culture that matches and aligns with our personal value set. And that's important.
Absolutely. Nigeal, I mean, amazing. And I could not agree more.
There's a question I like to ask in these interviews, guys. When we're talking about a position, hey, Mr. Company, is this a new position, or is this position, was there someone in this position before? Are they gone? Why is this position open? I like to ask that question, but you know what my dad told me to do? And that was my main man, 50 grand, beside Gene Clay. Gene Clay's with us. Hey, Gene, want a hot shout out to you and Veronica Tatum. Hey, V. So, guys, check this out. Look at their face. The Bible says you will know them from their countenance. That countenance is what that face looks like. Now, people can tell you all kind of stuff, but if they're not making eye contact with you, if you get that funny feeling in your inside, that little sixth sense, there's a reason that you're getting that sixth sense. And start there. There are other questions. I never have an interview. I always have a conversation. I want to talk about what's going on at your company. You guys go to Crunchbase. I guarantee you'll find out information that you will probably be able to tell them in an interview that they probably didn't even know about their own company. So watch and see what their face looks like when they're asking you these questions. An interview is a two-way street.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not just out here. Yeah, I need a job, but I don't need to work for your company if you're going to crunch me down like that those car smashers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well, I
honestly,
think
it's so important to
Mhm.
understand that the interview does go both ways. And regardless of how bad you may or may not need a job, keep your eyes and ears open. The
Mhm.
right, always strive for the right job, strive for a healthy environment. And of course, there's a lot of
Mhm.
things that you can't always tell till you get in there. But if you're looking for red flags like, how people talk, if they sound negative,
Mm.
if they're disrespectful in their questioning, if they're asking inappropriate questions, and something for job seekers, employers can no longer ask you what you were making previously. They can only ask you what are your expectations. So if that's something to know, that's across the whole United States now. So some,
I
Mez
want
asked
to
a good
I want to
question.
say one thing. Mez is asking on our chat. She's saying,
Yeah, I
"What
saw
if
that.
you accept the job and the first day is a train wreck?" Okay, so I'm going to say something that's going to make me very unpopular to the companies that I serve,
That
but
sounds
it's
like the
going to be
Nigel I
very
know.
honest and true, right? What you need to do is not searching. Do not stop your job search until you've been in your current position for 30 to 60
yeah,
days.
agreed.
Um, I know it's unpopular. I know it sounds terrible, but it is the truth. You will not really have a true understanding of what your job is, what the environment is, until you have been there for some time. It will not come in the first day. In the first week, we're buying you lunch. We're taking pictures. We're introducing you to everybody. We're excited to have you. And while all of that is good, you need to understand how you feel about the job. It's just not
Hmm.
about the environment, but how do you feel about the job 14 days after day one? How do you
Right.
feel about the job in the first 28 days? Am I a
Absolutely.
fit? Is this the right culture? So, guys, do not stop your search, right? You might slow it down, you may pause it, but you were talking to 5 companies for a reason. There's a reason that we're talking to 3 to 5 companies at one time. If you're not talking to 3 to 5, you should be.
Oh,
Yeah, boy, that's the
absolutely.
truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to say now, Nigel, open this door, Dana. I'm going to jump in here because I don't have any problem saying things that are controversial, but I want you guys to think. Now, this world looks different, especially post COVID. Things are happening differently. Now, guys, we may be in an interview and we might have the assumption that we're not clicking. It's just, my goodness, I cannot, I dropped the ball on that question. I didn't, I should have asked this, I should have asked that, and you end up not getting that job. You know what? It doesn't matter if you are the one that messed up or they're the one that messed up. That ain't the job for you. God doesn't operate like that. There's a reason why certain things happen. Things,
Exactly.
the right things should flow. I've got
Absolutely.
everybody doesn't think the way me and Nigel and Dana and Laura do, but you know what?
Mhm.
That's okay. I know and have experienced the truth. I spend time all across the United States telling what I have experienced, not just what the Bible told me, but I do find that that's the truth. That's my choice, guys.
Yeah.
Now that's my plumb line. But we all need to have a plumb line, but I just want to tap into you guys a little bit because we all have been in conversations that we know we probably either should not have been in, or
Mhm.
we know that they didn't go in the way that they were supposed to. Guys, there is a reason that they don't go in the way that they're supposed to. And I
Yeah.
think we ought to pay attention to that.
For sure.
And I'm going to
Very
say
good word.
something else that's not going to make me popular, right?
I love
This
it. I
is
love
the
it.
job seekers, but this one
That's
is for
okay.
the job seekers, right? Okay. If you get in there and it's weird, or my kids say cringy, right? If it gets cringy, be an adult, have a conversation. Do not just walk in and walk away, right?
Yeah.
Have a conversation about what you're feeling, right? And there may be something that can change. We can
Right.
switch. We can change the way we interact and work. Is it work style, right? Is it the expectation? Is it the way we speak to each other, right? Because here's the thing, a lot like love language, I love the Bible. I speak Bible. Love language, you need to know your work language. You need to know your work style. You need to know the person that you're working for. What is their work language? What is their work style? And how do you make it mesh? Because sometimes you can make it mesh and it can work out, but you need to be having a conversation as an adult, be forthcoming about it. Please don't be emotional, right? Go in and state the facts. Here is how I'm feeling because this is what I've experienced, and see if you can make it work, because sometimes you really can. Other times you can't. And if you can't, then maybe it's best that you do walk away. but at
Right.
least
Yeah.
offer them the conversation, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are going on in corporate America. There's a lot of things going on in life, you guys. This is what they things are. The fabric of our lives in the United States, and then not just the United States, but COVID has had a big change. We've had
Oh,
to turn a lot of corners. Uh,
oh,
Hmm.
we have had to adjust over the last 3 years. We have had to adjust to the way people think, the methodology of the way we approach things, all of that sort of thing, but we have had to live these lives. Laura is going to be our job seeker of the day, and she has had an experience that she will not forget. Laura, better than Foster and Nigel and Dana, know what Laura likes to do and where she fits in.
yeah,
She knows her
absolutely.
gifts, and we're going to talk about that thing. And when Laura is interviewing with you guys, she's paying attention, guys, to what you're telling her,
That's
because
right.
hey, it may or it may not be the right thing. We don't know, but we're there. And if it's not the right thing, it's okay. We're going to get there. This network is gigantic. And so, and what another thing I like about this network is we approach this network with the truth. We don't have problems telling the truth about things that technology can't help us with.
Right.
Boy, I shut everybody up on that one, didn't I?
You did. You did really good. We're so proud of you. Guys, I want to tell you just another little trick that you can do when you look at. I want to say reach out to on your insights page on LinkedIn. It shows you notable alumni from an organization. So there's
Ah,
people that work there that may not currently be there. You can look down there and it shows them to you based on how you guys are connected. So they're either a second, a first, or third level connection to you. You can look and see who you mutually know, and you can kind of get some insight into the organization from people you either know that used to work there or people that are currently work there. I think those opinions are really valuable. Sometimes you'll walk in and ask tough questions in the
Oh,
interview
yeah,
and say, why is this person no longer here? They may or may not tell you the truth. The best thing for
absolutely.
you to
oh, that's the
do
truth.
is to they may or may not tell you the truth, right? But you might need to
Yeah.
seek out all avenues. So that's alumni, that's current employees, right? That's Glassdoor reviews.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what we're doing is doing our due diligence as a job seeker. It's not on the employer to just tell us it's a great place to work. Great place to work is a badge. I love it. There's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes when people have it, but it doesn't always indicate it's a great place to work for you. So we're
That's
looking for
true.
a great place to work for us, not just a great place to work, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Everybody is different. Everybody has different
Yeah, yeah.
preferences but based on their personal situation, their family, their lifestyle, some people are able to do in office. Some people are not able to do in office. So, there's so many things to think about and consider when reviewing job opportunities.
Hmm. There's
Dana,
one
I
thing,
think you hit it.
Dana used to work. Dana, was that was your old company HLP? I can't think. Did I get it right this time?
That was a long time ago, HLP
Yeah.
Solutions.
So, guys, you know what? I
And I was
remember
like,
this.
whoa, that's a way long
I
time
got it
ago.
right this time. I usually mess it up because I'm a car guy. We got a different HLP. So, you know what, guys? If I stumble across an opportunity at HLP and I know this Dana lady, and I
Right.
know she used to work at HLP, now, don't you think Dana would probably be a good person for me to talk to about HLP? She's no longer there. I'm not looking for a bad answer. I'm not looking for her to tell me, oh my God, stay away. They're going to kill you. But you know what? You will know them from their countenance. Now, when Dana starts telling you about HLP, listen to her. She doesn't work there anymore. HLP's not got a hold on Dana anymore. They helped her along the way, but she's not there anymore. She can tell Foster what is going on, as Bernie Mac used to say, what's going on at
That's right. Let's
HLP. So that's something to think about, guys.
Absolutely. That's a very good point, Foster.
All right, Ez is with us out in Virginia. We've got Esmeralda Gerard. That is my main lady, and
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda is what they say. She's my girl in the whole wide world. We've been
Hey,
friends for quite some time. We met in job search. I've never even met Esmeralda, but love her. We talk on the phone. We send crazy texts to each other. We share music, guys. This is what a relationship. Oh, Dane, I said it. Let me get real close.
you said
There, you see what I'm saying, guys? That is what a relationship boils down to. You can get to know people
Oh,
and you can
we're
get the
on
truth.
we are
Oh,
hitting
I'm
that
hearing
break point,
music.
Foster.
Yeah, we're coming back with Laura, you guys. We'll see you in a minute.
Exactly.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Good morning, Jobfather Nation. Welcome to the second half of the show. And just as a reminder, Joco Community Radio is the proud sponsor of the Jobfather and the voice of Johnson County, Texas. We are so excited to be here with Joco Community Radio. You can go to your App Store, both on your iOS and Android devices, and download the Joco Community Radio app to listen to yours truly, the Jobfather, and the rest of the phenomenal lineup that Joco Community Radio provides. We're grateful to be joined by the individual that is a huge support for us in this show. Tiffany, thank you for having us on Joco Community Radio.
Yes.
And we also want to do a quick shout out to Mez, as Megros Caterio is our hype lady and our individual that helps project manage us and keep us in alignment. If we didn't have Mez, we wouldn't have the show. So we want to thank Mez for her hard work as well. Well, Foster, I know we have a wonderful job seeker the second half of this show. I cannot wait to have you do the introduction.
I can't wait to introduce you guys, but before I do, I want to shout out to Mez too. Nigeal Mez is our personal Flavor Flav.
She is
the hype lady. Gene, if you're still on and you're listening, I told you I was gonna shout out to her like that. So you know what I'm talking about. So, but guys, I'm gonna talk about. I ended the first half talking about relationships. I operate on relationships. I was referred to a lady in New York that is a job search expert. And I wanted to talk to her about a great number of things. I wanted to talk to her about the network, all of that stuff. She is avoiding a personal conversation. Well, this is how I approach it, and it's all social media and shoot me an email. And I'm like, can't we talk? Guys, we have get this is something that I see that we have gotten to. There are a lot of people that are unwilling, and I can kind of understand it, but I don't operate that way. Sorry. If you can't talk to me, we can't go forward. Sorry. That's just the way it is. And you can call me old, you can call me out of date, you call me whatever you want to call me. But guys, there is a lack of communication that exists in this world today. That's why Nigel and I decided that we're going to talk to you guys about what is it that we might not particularly like. There might be a red flag for us when we are interviewing with companies. So companies, listen to me. If you don't want to listen to all this stuff, I understand. Just don't show up. So anyway, but guys, I want you to meet Laura, my friend Laura Caballero. Don't show up. Leave us alone. But you know what? Laura, guys, has been in HR. She understands. She's been in the recruitment process, talent acquisition, but she has a really strong gift for helping people grow, and then we call that talent development. And I want you guys to meet Laura Caballero. Right down there now. No, I'm not going to try to spell her last name, even though I know how to do it. I'm going to let her spell it. Laura, spell your last name.
Happy to. It's C-A-B as in boy, A-L-L-E-R-O.
See, she's got experience with that guy. She knows.
It's a mouthful, I know.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I know what it means. So anyway, Laura, tell us a little bit about I have met you at our South Lake Focus Group. Shout out to South Lake Focus Group, guys. I meet a number of people in job seeker networking groups like South Lake Focus Group. It is one of our premier groups here in Dallas Fort Worth. You can go to southlakefocusgroup.com, friscoconnect.com. Those are probably the most prominent ones here in the Metroplex, and you guys can check them out. Join us, Frisco Connect. We're all in. You're talking to Foster now. We're all in person, and South Lake is hybrid. You guys across the nation, some of you guys that are listening to us can go to southlakefocusgroup.com, like Maz just put in the chat. You guys can join us on Zoom. Or if you're close enough around here in the Metroplex, you can drive over to South Lake. It's a real nice place. You can drive over and meet us. And guys, it just, face to face is the way that it started. And I think it's supposed to end up that way. And so there are a lot of things that are lost when you're not face to face. Nigel and I talk about it all the time. So I met Laura in that vein, and I want Laura to be able to tell you guys a little bit about her search and what she's looking for.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction as well. And happy to be with all of y'all on this program. Earlier this week, I had a chance to chat with Foster, and he was talking to me about his program and his experience over the years working with different, candidates and job seekers. And we ended up talking about relationships, as he was, talking just a second ago, and how important they are, really being able to establish that rapport with another person in whatever context, not only in the professional world, but in our personal day-to-day living.
Yeah.
Relationship building is so important, and having that clarity when you address a topic with someone, and having that, interaction where there is clarity and having an understanding of what's being shared. So I'm really big on that. And over the course of my career, I've been able to refine that skill set. And one of the things that I was sharing with Foster is where I learned it, or where did I have the curiosity to build on that skill. And I shared a childhood memory with him, and that involves my grandmother. And so growing up, I would always see my grandmother, interact with her friends, and I would observe her. And it was very interesting and very pleasant to see how she interacted with her friends. And if it was a phone call, she would make the time, right? It wasn't like a hurried thing or anything. She would make the time. And sit very comfortably and just really be very intentional with that time that she was going to spend with the other person.
Love it.
And then of course having the conversation and just being present, listening, being attentive. And because of that, she had a lot of friends. She would be people would
Right.
contact her all the time. And so I saw that and I wanted to be just like her.
Yep.
And so hopefully I've made her proud. The way that I've carried myself with interacting with others. But anyway, all that to say that relationship building for me is very important. And that is one of my core strengths. And I want to leverage that skill in addition to my experience in talent acquisition and development and really integrate it in an HRBP role in talent management. I feel like I have that, not only that skill set, but of course, the experience from having been in recruitment and having some leadership roles as well in a nonprofit and higher education. And then so all of that put together, it really just, it's the underpinning of my passion for identifying and developing high potential talent and also creating the environments where they can flourish, all the opportunities and everything surrounding that environment that will allow them to develop and grow.
That's
Laura,
amazing.
do you have some target companies that you're looking to work with?
Yes. So I'm a big foodie, and
Love it.
that's part of, I guess, my values is to eat clean and sustainable practices, non-GMO foods, and that sort of thing. And so I've sort of targeted a few companies that are in the area. HelloFresh is one.
Okay.
Vital, what is it called? Vital Farms is the other one, but I think they're in Austin. I'm not sure.
Yep.
So those are some of the ones that I've targeted, and others have been like Siemens, and Lockheed Martin has also been another one.
Laura, could you share with us just a little bit about the types of roles you are looking for, the titles and the span of what you're looking for?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
I would like to be in an HRBP role and really, again, leverage my expertise in the areas that I mentioned: talent acquisition, talent development. I really want to work alongside business leaders and human resources in developing the employee life cycle strategy. That includes like the workforce planning, the employee learning and development, and really just finding the solutions that will help promote individual, team, and organizational talent readiness.
Makes sense. Absolutely. Thank you for
I
clarifying
love
that a little further.
HRBPs. I love HR. If I were to go for a straight HR position, I'll take a BP. Business partner would be good for me because, guys, you get to, as we used to say in the country, run the traps. So there are a lot of things that are going on, and there needs to be a person that is keeping people accountable. People
Yeah.
that are, and
Yeah.
I, as a talent acquisition, now I had people I was over 3 countries.
Right.
So my HR business partners, I had a conversation with all the time in order to keep things going in the direction it needs to go. And with their HR experience, they were able to keep Foster from messing up, doing something he wasn't supposed to, and putting together those. Here it goes, Dana. Relationships. And
Relationships.
those HRBPs built those relationships. And when you have a relationship with someone, you know how to approach those people, you know how to talk to them, you know what to give them.
Exactly. It's so
Yeah.
important, and it makes the difference, right?
It does.
And Laura is that type of person. That has been my observation of Laura. I told her the other day, I said, Laura, I meet a lot of people, and there's people flying all over the place. Everybody's looking for a job, and people are getting laid off. Oh my goodness! But
Oh,
there
yeah.
are certain people that you feel connected with.
Yes.
And given the speed of business that we have with all this technology we have nowadays, guys, I have found by building this very network that we're talking about right now, I have found that everybody is looking for a breath of fresh air. It's the same thing every day, and everybody's running around. There's not enough time to do this, that,
So
or the
true.
other. But what
So true.
relationships do you have? Well, I know this Laura Caballero lady that, she suggested that we go to this new barbecue place, and we had an opportunity to sit and eat. And I got a chance to find out about Laura, and Laura gave me some ideas of how to get certain things done in the middle of the process.
That's just amazing. I don't know, Foster, it's just so good to have and to back up what you're saying, it's just so important to have those relationships. They make all the
Mhm.
difference in the world
Uh-huh.
as you're
They do.
navigating internal relationships within the organization and external relationships.
Hmm.
Having those relationships makes life a lot easier. It builds trust, it builds rapport, it allows you to do your job with ease, and it allows you to have a genuine connection with those around you, which I believe at the end of the day can add to another layer of fulfillment. But I don't want to take away from Laura. Laura, share a little bit. So you shared a little bit about your communication and some of the valuable things that you learned from your grandmother, which has brought you success in your career field today. You shared a
Abuelita.
Yes, you shared a little bit about your experience and what you're looking for. If someone were to go to you and say, "Hey, Laura, what sets you apart from other individuals looking for talent acquisition leadership, HR business partner, HR leadership type
Mhm.
roles? In addition to the communication, what are some of the key skills, experiences, or areas of knowledge that set you apart from other candidates and
Oh
really
yeah.
make you someone that can jump in and get things done?"
Absolutely, and thank you for that question.
Of course.
Well, in addition to the communication skills, I one of my core strengths is strategy. So I'm very strategic when I am faced with a challenge. I love problem solving. I love doing research. I have an analytical mindset,
Ooh, that's
and so I love digging in. If you tell
Uh-huh.
me this is the issue, and we have tried A, B, and C, and we still can't find the solution, I'm I'm able to really look at it from a high level perspective and really see patterns in if it's historical data or whatever the situation is, and really extract that and be able to identify potential solutions that may not have been explored.
Oh man.
So that is something that I've been recognized for, that I have that ability really to just strategize and help after many options have been exhausted, and then I could come fresh into the
Ah.
situation and really help finding an alternative. May I also interject here? I know that there are some questions that were directed to me earlier. One of them was about being able or being mobile, if I was mobile. So at the moment, I am not. I am currently, at least for this next year, I will be here. Come May of next year, I will be mobile. So that is a consideration.
Thank you for
Okay,
the
and you're
heads up
right here
on
in
it.
the Metroplex, right? Yeah, yeah. You're in.
Mhm.
Are
Yes.
you in Keller, Laura?
I am in the Keller area, that is
Okay.
correct. And so, anywhere around the DFW metro area is
Right,
feasible for me.
right. And for folks that are listening, and we got loads of people that are listening in other states, guys, you need to come visit Dallas Fort Worth. Keller is right between Dallas and Fort Worth. So as we're talking about, hey, Keller, some of you guys don't know about any Keller. Well, maybe you might have a Keller, Kansas. I don't know, but Keller is right between Dallas Fort Worth. We have a metroplex, and in right where Laura lives, she is accessible to Dallas and Fort Worth, and not everybody is. So she's in a good place. So you companies, if you're not in the mid cities, it's okay,
That's
and
okay.
what's okay. We need
There's
help.
I see there's another question. I'm sorry, Foster. There's
No,
another
no, go ahead,
question.
go ahead, go ahead.
Before it kind of scrolls up and then I miss it. Do I have security clearance? I do not, but I am definitely open to that. Very comfortable with 5-10 years,
Mhm.
of going back to investigate. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kerry Noel, where is Bluffdale? He says I left Keller for Bluffdale because I remember when Kerry was in Keller. Kerry, where is Bluffdale? Just put it in the chat. Guys, everyone that comes on this show in the Job Seeker Spotlight has Mez's golden seal, or the Job Father golden seal of approval. Guys, we have had an opportunity, myself, Mez, uh, you know, all of us in the network that are leaders, like Nigel down there, guys, we get a chance to observe and see people in their element. When you're looking for a job, there are certain things that you see. I am a people person, and I know, honestly, and Nigel and I have talked about it, you can observe how people are when they're out in the network, and you can tell a lot about how they will interview. So,
Absolutely.
you know, I
Yeah,
don't. I
absolutely.
love you guys out there, but I don't endorse all of you guys. But I do endorse Laura. I've seen Laura in action. So
Thank
hey,
you, Foster.
just want to throw that out there because I
Whew,
want you companies.
that was clear
Yeah,
cut, throat cut. Pff, I don't endorse
Nigel
all
tells me.
y'all.
Nigel
Just
tells
Laura.
me What do you say? I'm uncorked. I'm unfiltered.
You,
Woo!
yeah, you're unfiltered. There is no
I have
filter.
no filter,
You
none at
must have
all.
had two what are these things? Energy drinks as well.
Energy drinks.
What you got? What kind of energy drink is that, Dana?
I found it. It's new. It's called Aspire and it's healthy
Oh,
energy, natural caffeine, no
Mhm.
sugar, no calorie, no carbs. So if anybody from Aspire is watching, we would love you to sponsor our show.
we really would. You guys need to call me or Dana. Dana is drinking you guys, and if
Absolutely.
Dana's hair falls out, y'all ain't gonna be no inspire for me.
I don't think my hair will fall out. Have your people call my people.
God,
Definitely unhinged, uncorked, and unfiltered today.
oh God,
Oh man.
every day.
Can
We
we
love it.
answer one question from
Let's
Rosita?
do it. Yeah.
Guys, there was a question in the chat.
Uh huh.
She had a question about a job, asking her, a potential employer asking her about salary requirements over email. Can I respond and say fair market value? No,
Nope.
you are not a car. You are not a house. No, there is no fair market
Good answer.
value.
Oh,
Just
good
ask
answer.
them
Yep.
for a range.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ask them for a range, and then you can go back and respond, I am within my requirement is in your range, and soften it. Make sure they understand that it's not about the compensation in full. You want to learn more about the company and the opportunity, and then you'll talk salary later.
Hold on. Did they actually
All right.
ask? Am I under the understanding they actually asked this individual's salary or salary expectations?
Salary expectations,
Okay.
I believe. I'm reading in,
Well,
but
I agree
we'll
with you
see. We
completely,
hope they ask
Nigel.
for salary
Yeah.
expectations. Right, guys? You cannot ask what I made. It doesn't even matter.
No, but
It has
It
nothing to
really
do with the
doesn't.
job I applied for.
yeah,
It really doesn't.
legally we can't. So, for example,
Yeah.
regardless of which company I've worked for over the last like 3 to 4 years, it has been very clear, at least within the last 3 to 4 years, and we give the same clear communication to our recruitment team, cannot ask what the person has
Cannot
made for
ask.
equal because we want to ensure equal hiring standards.
Mhm.
So I agree with you, Nigel. The best way to respond to that is you are looking for competitive pay. You would be very interested in knowing what their current range is, just to ensure that you're aligned. And depending on
Absolutely.
what state you're in, by law, they have to provide you the range. And depending on what state you're in, certain postings, like for example, California, New York, and there's a couple other, require the range to be in the job posting. Texas is not one of them, though. But if you do ask the recruiter what the range is, they will usually give that to you.
Hmm. And
Absolutely.
I would.
And guys, listen, we want to eliminate bias. If
Yes.
you tell me you made $45,000, and then I start to thinking the hiring manager, oh, I can get you for cheaper because you used to make 45, it introduces a bias. So listen,
Right.
stay away from that.
Yep.
So even if they don't know the law, you
You
know the
know the
law,
law.
and you know the law. Keep it very general and talk range, not specific. Stay away from that.
I would be willing to bet that probably Laura has in her business partnerships that she's had in her career, she's probably been in a discussion because I've been in a number of discussions about, hey, we really want to hire this person. Can we afford them? Where are they? How does it work? All of that sort of
Mhm.
thing. I felt like a HR business partner many, many times in the functionality of what it is that I did. So I'm not trying to put words in Laura's mouth, but we're here to talk about Laura. Laura, do you like that kind of interaction
In terms of the salary
in
negotiation,
terms of salary?
yeah, absolutely. It's part and parcel of being out there looking for a job, and it's part of what you need to discuss.
Yeah.
It can be uncomfortable. It's understandable, but you need to address it, and don't just kind of like leave it to, oh well, I'll wait and see what they give me.
Exactly.
Just to Nigel's point about the bias and all that, that's very much it exists, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so you want to be very specific in the number. You want to already have a number in mind of what you want. You're the one steering that boat. And so I'm not privy to specific studies, but I know that I've read that women have lower pay because they don't negotiate when they are, in front of the recruiter or the hiring manager for a higher salary. And so they are brought on board with whatever the company wanted to offer, and just didn't do their part in negotiating a higher salary. You could also negotiate a bonus. A lot of candidates don't know that, but there are companies out there that will offer you a bonus depending on whether how your salary is being structured. Depending on the role as well. If it's a base salary plus a bonus kind of structure, and then equity in the company as well. So all of that makes up the total rewards package.
Oh yeah.
But definitely opportunities there to negotiate, whether they can't match your salary perhaps, but then they'll offer you a lower base, but then with the additional bonus, that makes up for what they're not able to offer you in total.
Oh,
so there's lots of things that you can negotiate. That's on the salary front. You can negotiate PTO. You can negotiate how quickly you can be evaluated, your performance. If the company evaluates once a year or every 6 months, maybe you can negotiate, a quicker performance evaluations, maybe at 3 months. And again, it just depends on what all is available for you to use and negotiate.
I've seen a situation before where I personally have offered sign-on bonus in lieu of reload expenses.
Ooh.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know all of you guys want to move to Texas. I understand. You see my hat. I understand why you guys want to
quit moving to Texas. It's killing our economy. Just kidding. That's so mean.
We're kidding.
I'm not. Just kidding.
No, I know you're not.
You're not from Texas. Don't come. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
No, she's kidding.
This is God's country.
I love negotiating with Nigeal. Nigeal had a whole discussion at South Lake Focus Group about salary and what we need to think. What works out there, what should work, what won't work. Nigeal has been a senior level executive. I didn't say she was old. She's a senior level executive.
Why do you got to bring those every week, Foster? No, I'm just kidding. We love
Nigel's company. Nigel, I remember when you were negotiating with Allergan, and then her experience at Allergan, as they got to know Nigeal, they selected Nigeal to go to Galway. Now, Galway is in Ireland, you guys, and she spent a lot of time over there, and I was always trying to, Nigeal, what's going on? What are they doing over there in Ireland? We had the best time. Oh,
I hear the show.
Dana,
we love you guys. We love you guys.
We will see you next Friday right here.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.